morning everybody, welcome to another running video and thanks for tuning in and watching. Today is Thursday the 1st of August 2024 and it's a bit of a special day in the sense that not only is it the first of a new month, but it's the beginning of the Fred Hollows Big Run Challenge, and so I'm doing my first run as part of that. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm on the return leg. I've run 5k to the turnaround point that I just turned around, so I've got 5k's back to where I started from. I didn't film anything of the outward bound leg simply because it was too dark, but now the sun is up and hopefully you can see what's going on, see some scenery and so on. You might recall from my earlier videos that I committed to running 100 kilometres over the month of August to raise funds for the Fred Hollows Foundation. I explained to you then that Fred Hollows was a professor of ophthalmology and an ophthalmic surgeon, and his foundation does a lot of work in remote First Nations communities, but also in other countries, to restore the sight of people who lost their sight through cataract through using a interocular lens. So as I said, I would attempt to run 100 kilometres over the month of August, and people would give me money for doing that, or not give me money, sponsor me for doing that, and that money would go towards the foundation. And it appeared that I have reached my fundraising target, which I'm very pleased about. Now, for the sponsors and the foundation, let's hope I can do the 100 kilometres. All right, well, I'll come back to you a little bit further along on the run rather than just film it all. So I'll come back in a little while. At about 1.6 k's from that turnaround point, I'm just crossing this bridge here, which I call the Joshua Street Bridge because Joshua Street's just up to the left there. One of the rivers on the right there, and across there is the Hey, Amy, New South Wales Police Academy. I was just really running to another runner, Amy, that I see at park run all the time. She's often the first woman over the line, and go very close to running 20 minutes for 5k. I think this summer when the weather warms up a bit. Now I'm going to go on a few back roads before coming out onto the track again, so I'll come back to you when I get to that point. I just come off those back roads and I'm about to cross the Victoria Street Bridge here, Wambilly River, and I pointed out earlier, goes underneath that bridge. You probably noticed I've got gloves on. When I started it was probably -1. I should say that on Tuesday when I was running it was -6. Even with the gloves on, tips of my fingers and particularly the tips of my thumbs, from where your nail starts to where it reaches the tip of your thumb or your fingers, it's really cold, even with the gloves on. It's warmed up a little bit now and I could probably take them off, but I'll leave them on now. Now on the left here is Leggett Park, and I've got to go around the edge of that. So I'll come back to you when I've done that. I've finished that loop around Leggett Park on some switchbacks here, going towards Riverside Park. This is a large open space on the bank, northern bank of the Wallandilly. You might just be able to see a sign directly ahead there, one of those government signs advertising where your tax dollars have been spent. I was talking about the temperature a little earlier and saying it was probably -1, maybe 0. Weather Bureau is predicting that it'll reach double figures today, so a maximum of 11. So we're not quite out of the grip of winter just yet, even though the sky appears to be a little blue-eyed and the sun is up. Coming up to the highest point of this Riverside Park, you can see there's lots of open space on the left, and then housing behind that, and directly ahead housing on the right hand side. This open space has been left because there's a chain of ponds that in really heavy rain would fill up and become a bit of a stream, and so this is kind of a flood bank for that area, and not obviously suitable for any further housing development. And in any case, it's good to just have some open space with this just, running paths and cycleways and so on. So I've got about a K to go and turn off to the left just up here and go over the bridge that you might have been able to see a moment ago, and then around past, and there's another bridge across in the duck pond, and a final bridge before back to the car park. On the left here is what I refer to as the duck pond, which is basically just stormwater overflow. Up ahead and to the right is the pump track, as it's called. That's a type of cycling, type of way of riding your bicycle. That you sort of pump the handlebars up and down, and just beyond that is the inclusive play space, as it's called, the playground. A good idea to have that here. So we're almost at the end. Coming up on the last of the bridges across this chain of ponds and stormwater courses. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. I'll try and tilt the camera a bit better for it. You still see some ice on the deck of the bridge there, which can make it a little bit slippery. Directly ahead, the toilet block, and behind that is a dog park. On the left hand side is a car park, and just to have a lift there, hopefully you can see the white beast. And this brings us up to 10.1 k's in can't see how long it's taken me to do that, but that's the end of day 1 of the Fred Hollows challenge. So thank you for watching, and I will hopefully have you join me for the next running video. 10.24 in 1 hour and 5 minutes. Just see if you can see that. Yes, 10.24 in 1 hour and 5 minutes, and an average pace of 6.24.